Hi everybody, Jessie here from jessiebanks.com and welcome back to another Save the Crafty YouTuber video hop. This is a celebration of card making video tutorials created by an awesome group of crafters of all different styles and levels. We're coming together to give our viewers a chance to discover other amazing card makers and help reach our monetization goals. All you have to do is watch, like the video, consider subscribing if you enjoy what you see, and click the link in the video description box below to hop on to the next video. Let yourself be inspired. Don't forget to comment because we have tons of prizes to give away. Please indicate if you are located in the United States or international so that some prizes can be awarded to USA only, but definitely not all of them. With that, let's jump into the video. So I'm starting off here with a digital image from Power Poppy that I printed off on Arch's 140-pound hot press watercolor paper, and we're painting this up with my Daniel Smith paints. I'm starting off with a little bit of underpainting here. This is kind of like a warm, peachy, yellowy type color. It's palette mud, it's palette dirt, it's the garbage that was left over from other paintings that I reconstituted and thinned out and decided to put on the background. I do lots of underpainting in my watercolors, like my watercolor cards and things that usually don't make it on YouTube. Why, I'm not sure. I guess I just want to get like right into the nitty gritty of it when I get onto my YouTube videos, but when I paint I like to do underpaintings and have colors flow underneath of those ones that you see, and it'll warm up the tones and the blues and the purples that I'll put on this later on and things of that nature. I find it very, very relaxing to paint watercolors. If you are somebody who has watched my channel for a while or seen lots of my cards, I do really lean to watercolors and florals as a lot of what I do. I thoroughly enjoy it. I'm starting off here by mapping in my leaves and my stems with some quinacridone gold and some nickel azo yellow. I will of course have links to all of the colors, the digital stamp used in the description box below, all of that fun stuff. The next person in the hop, Justine's blog and YouTube channel, so you guys can check out if you're a lucky winner over there. Giveaway. My video, we are giving away a gift card to the Power Poppy store. Marcella was nice enough to donate one of those to me for all of you fantastic people to have a chance at winning. Just again, leave a comment in the description box below. Let me know whether you're USA or international. It doesn't matter for this giveaway because it is a gift card. It is available to anybody to win, and that will be announced on Justine's blog. I can't remember the date offhand. It will be mentioned in the description box below. But definitely leave a comment for your shot at that. This is a digital image. She does as well have clear stamps, so definitely check that out, because if you are a person who does not enjoy working with digis or prefers to use clear or rubber stamps, she definitely has clear stamps over in the store, and the gift card is good for those as well, so that's awesome. I'm coming in now and starting up on my flowers, and I'm starting off with Brilliant Purple. This is a Holbein color. It is not light fast. It is a very, very vivid, bright purple. I find it absolutely gorgeous. So I'm starting off in the lower points of the flower. I'm going in a little heavier near where it pinches or where it falls right around the stamens of the flower. And then I'm just blending that up into the rest of it. What's really cool when this whole card comes together is those light washes of palette dirt that I put on at the start. You can see peeking through the flowers, and you can kind of see them in the background and things. And I think it's absolutely stunning how you see that background forming through those flowers, just because watercolors are so transparent, and you get to see what's below them as on what's on top. So we're just going to continue painting. I know some people don't enjoy watching painting processes or coloring processes completely, but this is what I do. This is 99% of my channel. I don't use a lot of pattern paper and things of that nature. I tend to just color lots and paint lots. So I hope you guys do enjoy this and don't find it too tedious. I have sped it up to 3 or 4 times its original speed so that we can get through this one in a timely manner, because I don't want to keep you guys here all day. That's no fun when there's a ton of other videos to watch and a ton of other prizes that you guys could enter in for. So we're just going to get our way through all of this purple, and then we will move on to the teal. While we were working on that, I just want to give a gigantic thank you to Justine. She does so much work organizing these hops and keeping all of us, I think it's primarily women in the hop. I'm going to assume it's primarily women in the hop because it's definitely primarily women in the crafting industry or the card making industry. But to horn us all in and herd us all in and keep us like on track, and you gotta get your stuff done on time, and because I can tell you this, I couldn't do it. So, Justine, you're a saint. I truly appreciate everything you do, and I am thrilled that I've gotten to be part of this hop every single time you have done it. I really appreciate the opportunity and that you allow so many people to come together and bounce ideas and subscribers and just the ability to get inspiration from other people and see what other people can create. And it's just really, really fun to see how many people there are out there making videos and sharing what they love to do as a hobby or as their job or however you choose to do it. It's definitely my hobby. But anyway, it's great. I appreciate it. I know everybody does. So thank you so much. We are now jumping into the teal. This is Phthalo Turquoise. This is one of my favorite colors. I actually, well, I have a ton of watercolors, but I didn't have this one until November when I went to a retreat in Ontario, and a girlfriend of mine, I gave her a beloved tube of the quinacridone gold, the original PO49, and she brought me a tube of Napmide or Maroon, which was gorgeous, and she picked this one up for herself, and I played with it at retreat and went home and ordered it because Phthalo Turquoise is absolutely stunning. If you do not have this color in your stash, I definitely recommend clicking it in the description box below and picking this one up for yourself. It gets really, really dark and rich, and you can wash it out to be beautiful, soft, tealy colors. So the way I'm working this is the bottom of the petals are purple, the top of the petals are teal. I did a card a long time ago over on my blog with Copic markers. Actually, the layout on it was almost identical. And I did it with, it was purple or teal and yellow. I think I did the flowers in that one. But I had so much fun painting this. The nice thing about watercolors is with everything being so transparent, you can work in super light layers and just wash them out. You just have to work in small areas because lots of these colors, especially like a phthalo, is super staining. And you can only move it for so long, and it's on its paper. Once it's set in there, it's not going anywhere at all, ever. It's just not going to move. It gets stubborn. Let's put it that way. It gets stubborn like I do. What can I say? So once I get that all laid in, so now all of our colors are mapped out. I pulled out some sap green, and I'm mixing that in with some of the Nicolazo yellow just to lighten it up a little bit. And I'm going to start making our leaves more green as opposed to more yellow. So the premise of the way I paint with my watercolors is I work light to dark. So my colors get darker and more depth and more rich and more saturated the more layers I put on, but I always make sure everything's dry in between. If I'm impatient, I use a heat gun and things to set it. If I have lots of time and lots of patience that day, I'll walk away or I'll put it to the side and start working on something else and let it dry. When you touch your watercolor paper after you've been painting, if it feels cool, it's wet. And if it feels cool and it's wet, those watercolors are still moving within the fibers of that paper. Be it cotton rag paper or cellulose paper, as long as it is cool, those paints are still moving. That's why you can only control watercolor so much, because it continues to move in the fiber of the paints until it feels like it's room temperature again. And everything is dry, and then you can glaze and layer on top of it. And glaze painting is probably my preferred style of painting when it comes to watercolors. I love to glaze those colors over top of each other, like I said, and build up that depth of color and just slowly work and be very, very patient and add very, very, very many layers in order to achieve the depth and saturation of color I'm looking for. So I'm going to go through now and deepen it up a little bit more with some more sap green. I do end up pulling in some green apatite genuine on this one. I just wanted those leaves to be a little bit of a dirtier type of green. And that's how I achieved that. I decided that the brilliant purple here just wasn't quite dark enough. The flowers were looking a little washed out. They needed a little more oomph. Is that a word? Oomph? A little more oomph in them to create a little bit more vibrancy so that they didn't just look so pastel-y. They just felt like they needed a little more life. So I took some of the quinacridone purple, again from Daniel Smith, and I went over top of that brilliant purple and slowly worked it out to create a little bit darker. You can still see that brilliant purple bleeding through and being nice and bright. That's the benefit of transparent watercolors, because you can see what's underneath of it as things dry. So you get kind of more of a pinky, vivid color peeking underneath of that rich, deeper quinacridone purple. It's always fun to sit and look at them once they're dry and they've finished moving and see all the different colors I can see everywhere. I don't know. I love painting. I can't help it. So we are just carrying on with that. I am going to speed it up a little bit now So it's just like I keep saying over and over and over again. Keep building up those layers and taking those glazes and letting your paper dry. That's about the most important thing when it comes to watercolor is having patience and letting things dry. It stops you from getting muddy colors, like where two colors meet and make brown, because you wouldn't want to mix like purple and green together. That's going to give you a real ugly color. So we're just going to carry on deepening up that purple. Once we're finished that, I do go in and add some shadows with other colors. Like I said, we're going to come in with that Green Apatite Genuine here right away on our leaves and start blending that out. And you can see the difference that makes right away just with that really dark spot like at the center of the leaves where the leaf pulls together. That darker green that separates into kind of like a brownie color does really beautiful things in there to make your depth of color just kind of jump out a whole lot more than it did prior. It brings those leaves to life a lot more than it did before, in my personal opinion. If you really like those pastel soft colors, definitely keep painting that way. I mean, it's all personal opinion and what you enjoy. This is our hobby. This is fun. This is relaxing. Don't stress about it. So I am taking some this is quinacridone gold, and I'm filling in the center and then the little stamen pieces that dart out, which are probably not supposed to be that color, but I wanted yellow as a contrast to purple, so that's what I did. Now I am taking a little bit of lunar black and adding that into our leaves just to give it a little bit more shadow, a lot darker value there. Glazing glazing a lunar black over top of it, it granulates so heavily, and I have so much color underneath of it that I added in such a light tone, like such a light wash of it, that it doesn't read as black, it still reads as green because you can see those colors shining through it. Same here on the flowers. Now I'm coming in with graphite gray, which is just a really neutral graphite color, just like your pencils. And I'm just going with a really washed out version of it and adding a little bit more shadow to that just to give everything a little bit more of a jump. This is Hematite Burnt Scarlet to deepen up that underpainting that we did at the start to add some color and jump us off. The bonus in underpaintings, which I didn't talk about at the beginning of the video, is it kills your white paper. Sometimes it's really great to get rid of the white of the paper and you're not so afraid to paint. So we're going to take our paper here now, and I'm just going to trim it right along the black lines that I printed out when I printed my digi here. So lining that all up and getting those all cut out. Then I'm going to come in with my card base, which I cut at 7 long and 3 deep. And it was a little bit too long once I trimmed it all down, so I did end up cutting like 1/8 of an inch off of the one side there, just to shorten it up so that our card fit nicely all the way around. A little bit of double-sided adhesive on the back of our watercolor panel here. I like to use a really strong adhesive, so this is just a double-sided tape I buy. I find it works really, really well. If I find that my paper is warped drastically or anything, I will usually add a little bit of a liquid adhesive to it. I use a craft knife to pull the backing paper off because, as you can see, I don't have long nails. I work in construction, so I keep them fairly short, or they end up ratched. So I use a knife to pull off the backing paper. Again, don't do what I do because you guys could get hurt, and if you cut yourself, it's not my fault. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give me a thumbs up, and if you aren't subscribed, I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hop along and see the next video in the hop, and we will see you guys very soon for another one. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.